Okay, so today is Thursday, February. That's a 2, not a 1. February 26th, 2026. So, few quick things. Number 1, last night was the Survivor, I almost said finale. Last night was the Survivor premiere of season 50. I'm not really going to say anything about it here because I just finished recording like a near 40-minute video just talking about it. But short version, loved it. It was great. I was excited but a little tepid going in, and then like not long into the episode, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be great. Here's that. After what happened last week of me recording in my car and it being like, hey, it's really hot in your car, the phone overheated and stopped recording. Like, I'm just gonna record in here. So I'm hoping that this time next week, I'll actually be able to go back to my house and I can record in my actual room because that would be lovely. But, oh, excuse me. No guarantees, but it seems that might be a possibility. Today is the 26th, which means tomorrow is the 27th. So tomorrow is Pokemon Day. I'm excited. Like, I always look forward to Pokemon Day, but it's the 30th anniversary. So I haven't seen any leaks. The only real rumor I had seen was the Fire Red and Leaf Green one, and then a few days after I heard the rumor, it got confirmed. So I don't know what else is in the pipeline. I don't know what's swirling around right now. My guess is we will see any combination of Gen 10, which according to like the giant leak a while ago is Wind and Waves, the big like open world one. That's I mean, it's so Scarlet and Violet. Apparently Legends Galar is something that's been in the works. We might get that confirmed, and also the Unova remakes. So I would guess Gen 10 for sure. The other two, I don't know if they'd get confirmed or not, but maybe for the 30th, they're like, no, we're just going to reveal a whole bunch of stuff, whether it's coming out immediately or not. I feel like there's going to be like some cool anniversary cards. I don't know if it'll be like special promo cards or like here's going to be like the 30th anniversary like set that's coming out. I don't know if Coliseum and XD are on the NSO yet. I don't think they are. So those will probably drop. Probably something for Pokemon Unite. Oh, we'll probably get a date for Champions, which I have this dream, this ambition to find a way to make Rampardos good. Because I love this thing. It's a giant dinosaur with 165 attack and 97 HP, which is not bad. It's pretty good. Terrible speed, terrible defenses, but I mean, it's the kind of speed stat where you're slow, so you could outspeed a lot of things in Trick Room, but you're not Trick Room slow. So even that's not great, and I don't know, like if you give it an Assault Vest, it could maybe function special defense, not really. But what about Terra Ice Rampardos in the snow? Gets a 50% defense boost just from being in the snow, and now you've got Terra Blast Ice coming off 165 attack. That's just like the funniest thing to me. It's like I just want to see it happen. I just want to see Truck-kun go off and just delete other things, man. But genuinely, I think we might get something for Pokemon Champions. I hope we get a date or at least like some kind of window. Maybe then we'll actually learn what the abilities of all the new Megas are. Trying to think, like, is there a chance of another remake too? Like, of another Johto one? I don't think so. We haven't gotten a movie in a good while. I suppose there's like a non-zero chance of that, but I don't know. Now I'm just kind of like grasping at straws. Like I have no real idea. But I am excited to see what we get tomorrow. Oh, actually, here's what I really hope we get. I hope that for Fire Red and Leaf Green, they do what they've done with a lot of other games, which is if you complete the dex and register it in home, here's a shiny mythical, because I would love to get a shiny Mew. That is something I'm really, really hoping we get. There's that. Short list of like other things. Management, Migment, MGMT did finally finish all their albums. Made a video going over the last two and kind of the group as a whole. Short version, I don't think they have a bad album. I really enjoyed their music. The plan for my next artist is going to be My Chemical Romance. I don't know when I'm actually going to start them, but like we'll see. We'll go as we go. I've started another audiobook because I've started Fellowship of the Ring. I've never read the Lord of the Rings books. I've also never read The Hobbit, but I've watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy several times. It's something I really, really love. Right now, I think Frodo and the hobbits are like at the farmer's place. And it's interesting, just as someone who's watched the movies and is very familiar with them, there's a lot of differences I've already noticed. And the biggest one is just kind of the overall tone of the book. It seems a lot more whimsical at this point. Like the weight of the adventure hasn't really hit yet. And there's kind of some moments where Frodo's like, hey, Sam, we just ran into some elves, which doesn't happen in the movies. He's like, we just ran into some elves. You really wanted to go on this adventure to see elves. Are you sure you want to still stay? Of course. They told me, don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee. And even if they didn't tell me that, I was still going to stay. I'm with you to the end, dude. This is how this is going to go. Like, we'll see how, like, I feel about the characters in the books and how different they are. I know Frodo is very different, and I can already tell, like, number one, there's a lengthy time skip in between Bilbo leaving and Frodo going on his adventures, like 50 years. Or maybe it wasn't 50. It's either 50 years or Frodo is 50 at this point. But there's a very lengthy time skip. So he's a much older character. But like, I'm interested to see how I feel about all the differences. But in terms of the movie, Sam is my favorite character. Like, at least movie Samwise Gamgee is probably one of my favorite characters of all time. And from what I understand, I'm not going to feel that differently from Book Sam. Also, this is being narrated by Andy Serkis. And he's doing a great job. Like, he's low-key a really good voice actor. He kills it in XP33. Like, I am excited for lore-accurate Gollum narration. Oh, that's gotta be awesome, dude. But I'm enjoying Fellowship a lot so far. What does that say? Oh, that's something else entirely. I'll get to that in a bit. I've started playing Octopath Traveler 2. I don't remember if I had started it by the time of the most recent video. But I'm about 20 hours in. I've done everyone's chapter 1 and only Oswald's chapter 2. And I've done a lot of side stuff. Like, I've gotten... I think aside from Hikari, everyone has gotten their altar skill. And, like, as such, I've gotten a license for everyone. For some characters, I've gotten a second license. I've gotten Inventor. I got the boat. And I was also able to get it for... like with a 20% discount, and that was super neat. Having a lot of fun with it. I'm enjoying the exploration. I am not someone who really gets into open world games, but like I am liking this a lot. And I do think the combat is fun. I do think the job system is fun. And just trying to mix and match with a lot of different stuff. I will say, I guess I'll just go in order of like how I got everybody. I started with Aggie, and then I got Porticio, Hikari, Cass, Ochette, Ozzy, Temenos, and then I ended with Throne. So yeah, Aggie already has her divine skill. I've used a lot of Arrow of Fortune because it's just a good way of getting JP, and I don't know if it was the first time I used Bewildering Grace, but there, at least like one of the first times I did, I had two effects. And effect number one, I took a video of this. I have to upload it. It was so funny. Effect number one was you barely survived and everyone went to 1 HP. And the second effect was the ground explodes and then we all died. And that has been my only game over so far was Bewildering Grace. Like, man, sometimes when you roll gotcha, you roll bad. Like you roll nat ones. That was really fun. In terms of writing, I think speaking of videos, I have been doing my sprite lists for Pokemon. And I plan on doing Gen 4 today, but Gen 4 is going to suck because like there's the sprites in Diamond, Platinum, and Soul Silver. And I was not able to find a list that has everything. So I basically had to look through, was like, okay, what are the ones in Diamond that don't show up in these two games? And then what are the ones in Platinum that are different in this? And it's going to be a lot. It's going to be messy. There's a non-zero chance it won't take quite as long as I think it will. It'll actually be about as long as like Red and Blue, but like we'll see how it goes. In terms of writing, I've done a little bit of orichalcum. I was actually doing some research the other day and I learned about, I won't go into details about why I learned about this, but I learned about vulture bees and about meat honey and meat hives. Like I'm getting a lot of material for this and I am excited because I know exactly how I want to use this. It's just making sure that all the details make sense with how this stuff is supposed to work. But oh boy, I am excited for this. And I think I had said last week, like I'd written the prologue, and then when I looked at it, like, okay, this is only like 3 pages. This needs to be, no pun intended, but it needs to be fleshed out a bit more. But I kind of have something there, and I've been tinkering around with some other ideas on how to make things work. So that's going. I will say, I think I mentioned before that I entered Spiffbo, and orichalcum did make it through the lottery. And the blog that I'm in, it looks like they've kind of reached their decision about who they're going to have as their semifinalists and then narrow that down further into their finalists. And it looks like they're going to be releasing it like every Wednesday, because there was one released yesterday. That was the first. And they said, okay, we'll see you next Wednesday. So I'll just kind of be hoping with bated breath, like over the next few weeks, like, okay, am I in this group? And if I am I in the spot I want to be? And we'll kind of see how it goes, but hoping everything works out well. And in terms of Isla, I haven't gotten as much done this week as I was hoping, but there has been a non-zero amount, and some of it has been like actually sitting and writing. Some of it has been just kind of taking notes, making sure I know this is where I want the chapter to go. This is how I expect it to flow. This is what was here previously. And these are the parts I don't think are going to work. These are the parts I think will definitely work. Princess is digging a hole. I need to go stop her. So I'm going to try to end this pretty quick because it should be pretty done soon. Oh, excuse me. February in review, because we're now at the end of the month. It was finishing Trails and starting Octopath, and all the audiobooks I listened to with Trails, which was Confederacy of Dunces, Pride and Prejudice, Red Badge of Courage, and now Fellowship of the Ring, which that's not with Trails, that's with Octopath. Been able to get some writing done, maybe not as much as I would like, but a non-zero amount, and that's going well. I think that's pretty much it. So now I gotta go stop the dog from Oh, I guess there was one other thing. The other day I was driving to go see a friend and I saw a fire, and it was a really weird experience. Not just like, ooh, fire. I've never seen that before. I was like, that's a wildfire. Like, it wasn't a big inferno. I was like, that's not controlled. Okay. And I saw the person behind me like slowing down, like they were taking note of it too. And then they turned into the first house. I'm like, okay, I think that's the owner. They were concerned. They're probably going to call the cops, think I'm good. And then as I still went to my friend's house, like, this is bothering me, this is bothering me. So I dropped off my stuff, went back, like, I got to make sure I know, like, what the address is so I can call somebody. And by the time I got there, like, the cops were there. They blockaded part of the road. Like, okay, authorities are aware. We're okay. And then when I went back to my friend's place, like, the fire trucks were coming back. I'm like, okay, everything is cool. Everything is fine. That was a lot closer to my house than I would have liked. And I know that there have been reports lately about fires going on in the state. So I'm really glad that didn't become a problem. And it's one of those where I'm like, I'm glad I turned back to check and to be sure. But I also know I should have turned back sooner. But I'm just glad that everything was okay and, like, nothing got burned. But I think that's about it.